man, she tripping, bro. I don't know, bro. Like she just like following me and getting mad at me. It circles right back into the same conversation.
You are being talking about me too for the last 7 years, and now it's my turn.
You can't just talk to him. No, you can't be yelling in his face.
You have no idea.
Oh boy, this show is starting to get really messy. With so many of the cast liking multiple people at once, it's inevitable that toes are going to get stepped on, people are going to get hurt, and plenty of drama is going to ensue. Now, add into the mix two people who despise each other, and we've got the recipe for something explosive. So, without further ado, let's crack on with the whole Jennifer, Rob and Tim situation.
Hola, buen dia. Are you hungry?
Wow.
Brought you something.
That looks amazing. Yeah, sure. Come in.
Last night was fantastic.
So we joined Jennifer at the start of her day, having just received a lovely surprise. Cole has just shown up with a platter of fruit. Now, Cole tells us that he's here to find someone that he can commit to, and he's hoping that that might be Jennifer. He wants to get to know her better, and spending some time alone is the first step. But the problem is, Cole might not yet be ready for the small talk that's coming his way.
Can you tell me what about your sexuality?
What
What
about
are
it?
you into?
What am I into?
Cole starts getting to know Jennifer by asking which fruit is her favourite. Jennifer starts by asking what he's willing to do sexually. Yeah, these two definitely have a different approach when it comes to small talk. Now, Cole appears to be taken aback at first. He doesn't quite know how to answer that. Like, it's clear he wasn't expecting that question. But if he wants to stick around, he'd better think of something to say fast. You see, for Jennifer, this was a test. She's worried that Cole might not be able to keep up with her. She's worried he's too vanilla, or as she puts it,
If a man gets scared because I tell him that I want to tie him up, he's a pussy. So I hope that he can keep up with me.
Look, can I just start by saying, I absolutely hate the fact that this is Jennifer's go-to insult for anyone that doesn't fit her mould of masculinity. Like, it's problematic in so many different ways, and giggling after she says it doesn't suddenly make it cute. But putting that to one side for now, Cole quickly recovers from his shock at the question by telling Jennifer he does have a freaky side, but it needs to be with the right person.
I like to take it outside of the bedroom, maybe.
Like wild animals. Salvaje.
Bye.
Wild.
Cole doesn't seem turned off or intimidated by this sudden change in the tone of the conversation. He's rolling with it, and in fact they do seem to have quite a lot of chemistry together. But don't forget, Jennifer is still into Rob too. Now, with all of the cast headed to the club later, with all the cast in the same spot and alcohol involved, things are gonna get interesting, but we'll come back to that shortly. Now, on the topic of Rob, his day started rather differently. You see, as Rob was at the bar talking with Courtney and Usman, Elise shows up. But just as Rob is bracing himself for round two, Elise shocks everyone by saying this.
What you did yesterday just really triggered something in me. But I really apologize how I went off on you. It wasn't appropriate.
That apology is literally the last thing that Rob was expecting. He's shocked and pleasantly surprised, but he is still cautious. Now, Elise goes on to explain that last night was a result of her insecurity. I'm very insecure, she says. I've had relationships where I didn't feel appreciated, I didn't feel loved. So what with Rob giving her the exact same rating as he gave all the other girls after speed dating, that triggered her. And Rob's response to learning this is actually, for a change, quite mature.
And I'm sorry if it made you feel a certain way, but I didn't mean anything by it.
Thank you.
And one thing I do really want you to know is that I was genuinely interested.
That felt like a very deliberate choice of words, didn't it? I was interested, past tense. Now, given Elise's massive overreaction yesterday, given that they've known each other for such a short time and she reacted like that, I find it very difficult to blame Rob for not really being interested anymore. But in a sudden, unexpected twist, when Elise asks Rob if there's any chance they might be able to put this behind them and see where things go, see if there's any possibility of reigniting what they had, Rob suddenly seems quite receptive to that idea.
If you're telling me that you get it and you're sorry, then maybe I shouldn't be
Writing Elise off completely.
Bye, guys.
All right.
I'll text you my outfit.
Okay. I feel like there's a lot of layers to her.
Something tells me Rob might live to regret that decision. That, giving Elise another shot, might be a massive mistake. Now, when we join them later on that evening as they're all arriving at the club, Rob seizes upon his opportunity to spend some more time with his favourite, Jennifer.
Hey,
What's that?
how you doing?
Good.
It's good. It's good. I'm still doing pretty tonight.
Thank you.
Rob is channeling his inner Joey, and it seems to be working for him.
How you doing?
The pair start flirting, and it goes well. Both of them think that they're vibing, and there could actually be something here. But they're not gonna have too much time to explore those vibes, because just as things begin to heat up, an unexpected guest, or at least from Rob's perspective, an unexpected guest arrives.
I do that. I would like put it on the back of your neck.
Hey guys, how's it going?
It's going good, bro.
Good to see you again, man.
What's your name?
Cole. Wait, we met briefly last night.
I'm like,
Cole seems determined to stamp out whatever it is that might be brewing here. Clearly he's been watching this develop from afar, and now he wants to stake his claim. I mean, just look at how he immediately goes in there with a possessive hand on Jennifer's back. He's definitely trying to make it clear to Rob with his body language that there's something between him and Jennifer. But Rob isn't going to hold back. That whole "what's your name again?" even though he's met Cole already, felt like he was throwing shade. It felt like an attempt to downplay him or make him feel irrelevant, didn't it? I mean, let's be honest, whether he knows his name or not, Rob knows that Cole is competition. But things only get worse when Cole goes into cock-block overdrive. He tactically moves Jennifer away from Rob and positions himself between Rob and Jennifer, and begins making some not-so-subtle insinuations about Rob's character.
How do you know Rob?
I just met her.
Hopefully has good intentions, but yeah, it seems like it's pretty messy. So.
Yeah, make no mistake, the competition for Jennifer's affections is well and truly on, and by the looks of things, Cole doesn't mind playing a little dirty. Now, with Rob probably keen to avoid another dramatic incident like last night, he removes himself from the situation. But some of his friends who have been watching this all unfold approach Rob to give a bit of advice.
Are you telling Oliver, Jennifer, you're my friend, and I'm just gonna tell you, like, you would be better off finding someone else.
Like, for everyone's sake, Tim really shouldn't be getting involved in this situation. Rob's a grown-up. Just leave him to make his own decisions. If he likes Jennifer, he's entitled to go for her. Keep out of it, Tim. Stay out of the drama. But this isn't even the biggest issue at the moment. You see, while they're talking, they are being watched. Unbeknown to them, Elise is literally lurking in the bushes, and Rob needs to be very, very careful about what he says next. But, of course, he isn't.
I just haven't seen much else around that I was like vibing with, and I'm trying to see. You see that I was dealing with something way worse.
Look, it's difficult to disagree with Rob in the sense that, for the time being at least, Jennifer is less drama than Elise is, but at the same time, this does feel a little bit two-faced almost. Like, it was only a few hours ago at breakfast that Rob was making his peace with Elise. He agreed that they were going to put last night behind them. Heck, he even gave her the impression that there might still be a chance for them to develop something. So for him to now be telling others basically the complete opposite does come across as feeling a little hypocritical, doesn't it? And unsurprisingly, Elise isn't one to hold back. She approaches Rob and flat out asks him what's going on with Jennifer.
Like, you're like going up to Jennifer and like,
what's wrong with that? I feel like if my head isn't where you want it to be, then you're not okay and you're not happy and you're kind of like salty at me.
listen, you don't determine my happiness.
Yeah, that apology from this morning didn't exactly last very long, did it? Elise might say that Rob doesn't determine her happiness, but here she is yet again, jealous over a guy that she's only known for a few days. Like, yet again, she's making a scene, she's bringing the drama. I get that she felt she had a connection. I understand that they kissed. But this is totally over the top, Elise. I completely understand why Rob is freaked out by her behaviour. It's not normal.
Man, she tripping, bro. I don't know, bro. Like she just like following me and getting mad at me. It circles right back into the same conversation.
I don't know how Rob keeps finding himself in these positions, right? But it's almost as if he's a magnet for drama. That's the only explanation for this. Now, the problem is, Rob is sick of that. Like, he doesn't want to be in the middle of drama. But, unfortunately for him, Elise doesn't appear to have got that memo, because forgetting what she said earlier about putting everything behind them, Elise, once again, begins going off on Rob for rating her the same that he rated everyone else, and then for speaking to other women.
You also shouldn't be giving me a 3 when everyone else...
I just
kissed me and talked to me for 4 hours straight.
seriously still hung up on the 3.
I mean, can you just imagine how jealous she'd be as a partner? Can you imagine if they'd been dating or if they'd known each other for more than a few days? I'm sorry, but in exactly the same way that I called out Rob for not respecting the agreement from this morning, Elise is just as bad. Heck, she's even worse. This lady has all the hallmarks of being an absolute terror. I mean, gosh, Elise, it was only a kiss. Get over it. Come on, he doesn't owe you anything. Why is she so obsessed with him? Well, in answer to that question, I tell you what hasn't helped. This all seems to have started. Elise's bad mood seems to have developed when she overheard Rob talking badly about her.
Okay, then just stop talking about me. How about that?
And why do you keep coming over to me?
Just keep my name out of your mouth and move the on and meet someone else.
Okay, I will do that.
Done.
Cool.
They both say that it's done, so presumably that should be the end of the drama, right? But does anyone believe that? I seriously doubt it will be. Now, believe it or not, shockingly, this isn't even the biggest drama of this evening. Let's just go back for a second to Tim. You see, earlier on in the night, on the drive to the club, Tim was excited about this night out with everyone.
Yeah, it's dance fever. Who can cut a rug?
That was good.
Dance fever, and we're all gonna cut a rug.
Now, in the same way that any self-respecting friend would do, right, Tiffany makes fun of Tim for showing his age like that. But it does make a nice change, right? It is nice that, for once, Tim seems enthusiastic about something. He's hoping that tonight will be fun. He wants to have a few drinks, let loose and mingle a little bit. But the problem is that fun isn't going to last very long. You see, as Tim is talking away with Courtney and Tiffany, and shock horror once again, he's talking about Jennifer, Courtney, semi-reluctantly but loving every second of it, reveals to Tim exactly what Jennifer has been saying behind his back, the rumours that are now spreading around camp like wildfire.
I heard that you paid for her to have a male stripper and you felt turned on watching her with a male stripper. You wouldn't hook up with her, but you like to watch.
Look at the smile on her face as she's revealing that. Like, Courtney really does seem to get a kick out of stirring the pot, doesn't she? Now, while Tim just stands there in silence, Tiffany seems quite annoyed, not about the news that she's just learned, although she's not happy about that either, but more so Courtney's role in this. She feels like Courtney is a fake friend. She enjoys stirring things a little too much, Tiffany says. Like, what she should have done is just let it go. She shouldn't have told Tim that, but it's too late now. She has. And Tim now trots over to Jennifer to confront her.
What are you going around saying all this about me to everybody that I like men, I like watching strippers, like what is this?
Everybody saw it.
Now, here's the thing, right? Tim actually admits that it is true. He did pay for a stripper to dance for Jennifer. But, he says, that's not what I've got a problem with. What I don't like, the issue I have, is that you're spinning things. You're taking something that did happen, but you're manipulating it in a way that questions my sexuality again. Now, as we're all aware, for many years now, Tim has faced a lot of questions about his sexuality. Heck, Jennifer consistently, since they've broken up, is one of the main people questioning it. But, given that he still maintains that he's straight, it's time to leave this alone. I completely understand why he's fed up with it. But, at the same time, Jennifer is also just as tired of him constantly talking about her.
You are being talking about me too for the last 7 years, and now it's my turn.
You can't just talk to him. You can't be yelling in his face.
You have no Yeah.
So with Chantel stepping in to defend Tim and then Chantel and Jennifer squaring off at each other, that, in the heat of the drama, is where the episode ends. I can't wait to pick this back up next week. And on that note, if you haven't already, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss my next upload. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you on the next video.